Neurodivergent people who got diagnosed later on in life may have experienced their parents not wanting them to be diagnosed as neurodivergent, even if there were signs of them being neurodivergent, because there was such a negative connotation and a negative stigma around being neurodivergent. And this is because the majority of people only were talking about all of the deficits about being a neurodivergent, all the negatives. They were only focusing on, if you're a neurodivergent, you're going to struggle with this, you're going to struggle with that. This is going to be hard for you. That's going to be hard for you in life. Your relationships are going to be more difficult. Following a fitness plan is going to be more difficult. And everything was just always focused on the negatives. And there was even a negative stigma around therapy and mental health in general. Like if you went to a therapist, people were like, oh, that person has to go to a therapist. There's something wrong with them. Like, no, everybody needs a therapist. So I'm so happy now that the narrative is changing and it's looked at as a green flag if somebody is going to therapy and as a red flag if somebody doesn't go to therapy. And there's like a positive connotation around going to therapy. And also the narrative is also changing about being neurodivergent. There are more people focusing now on the positive traits about being a neurodivergent instead of just the negative traits. It is really important that we do focus on the positive traits about being a neurodivergent, because if all we ever focus on is the negative traits, then it makes people seem like, oh, well, I don't want to associate with that. That's really negative. And so they might even deny their own reality. They don't want to claim being ADHD or autistic or OCD or whatever kind of neurodivergence they have. They don't want to claim it because they only look at the negatives of it and they're only taught the negatives of it. So when someone is able to see the positives about being a neurodivergent, they are much more likely to unmask and to let go of that internal resistance of trying to mask and fit in to a neurotypical's society where they just don't belong, and they're trying to like conform themselves to fit into a box that they just don't belong in. So when neurodivergent people are able to see the positives about being a neurodivergent and they're able to celebrate their neurodiversity, they are much more likely to want to claim it as their own and want to be authentic in the way that they show up for themselves and with other people. And this even shows up on their fitness journey and just not having this feeling of needing to follow these neurotypical rules or fit inside a fitness box. And they're able to just look at exercise like play. They can take things from different areas of fitness, weightlifting, Pilates, jumping around on a trampoline, doing things that are fun for them and also beneficial, and not trying to force themselves to fit into a certain box.